Hello, this is going to be a tour of Google Plus for both the classes that I teach this semester. My name is Cynthia Clark and I'll be your instructor for teaching secondary science and then the online integrating technology class. You online guys, this is a little more important for you because you're not going to be face to face like I will with my other course, and I can kind of lead them through it a little easier. You're going to need to have a Google account. Now for me, the easiest way to do that is just to set up a Gmail account. So I have my Cynthia Clark 7 I've used quite a while. When you have set it up, a Rebel Mail doesn't count. Unfortunately, it does not have access to Google+. You have Google Docs, you have Google Drive. I'll be going through all this stuff later, but you don't have Google+. And Google+ is kind of equivalent to Facebook, but I will say a little smarter. People tend to discuss ideas and really come together on concepts more than just posting pictures of food, though you will see that. So let's say you're in your Gmail account. If you look at this top ribbon, you'll probably say, if you haven't set up your account yet, it's going to say plus you probably. I have set mine up, so that's why it's plus Cynthia. When I click on that, that gets me to Google+. And this is kind of the, consider the news feed like Facebook, and notice it's a lot different looking. They did this toward May. It's probably similar to, I would guess, Pinterest. Each of these are now kind of cards. Each of these is cards, which can make it a little easier when you're starting a new subject line. All you do is you look for that instead of scrolling down through tons of different things trying to find the original post. You can scroll on these to read more. You can see I've got Google Science Fair. They really like doing their gifts on this. And there's a lot of scientists and a lot of teachers on here. A lot of artists. Like I said, if you have a particular subject area you're interested in, I'm sure you're going to find a lot of other people on this as well. Now the navigation on this, notice what I did. I just kind of put my mouse over that home key. So that's home. We're already there. If I do profile, that will get me to my wall, so to speak. They just call it the profile page. It gets me to my wall. You can go through various things to set this up. Works just like the Facebook wall. Anything that I've posted will show up here. So it's kind of a nice place to save some information. So that's my wall. If I hover back over, I'm going to get to people. This is a very important part that you're going to be using. This is where you create something called circles, and this is Google Plus's way of adding some extra security as far as who you post to specifically. Now you see I have a lot of circles. I've been doing this for a while. I have, I'm probably following 1,600, no, 500, yeah, 1,600 people. I think 600 are following me. So I have a bunch of circles, but what you're going to need to do, I just want you to make a circle with the name of the course. So you see I have teaching secondary science and I have integrating technology. And actually you're not going to create that. I'm sorry. I'm going to share that with you. So don't create any circles to begin with. We'll wait until we get a little further in the semester, then I might have you do little group circles. But for now, I'm going to share the circle with you because that way I can make sure everybody has the same people in each circle. You can see I've already added myself. That's the avatar for my page. So for now, just I want you to see where that is, people, your circles, and we'll get into that a little more into the semester. The most important thing right now, and I'll be sending you a link, is communities. And this is what I have created for the course. This is where you're going to be posting your discussions. It is private. Look at that, private, private. That's why I like communities. So if I go into integrating technology, you can see I've got a thing for discussions, and you would just click on that and then share the weeks, and you can name it week 1 discussion post. PLN discoveries. I'm going to have you do Twitter. I'm going to have you find communities on Google+, and you're going to talk to these people about the different topics we cover each week. Help. If you're having problems with any technology or whatever it might be, problems with the class. Reflections now and then. It'd be kind of nice to see. It's not mandatory, but now and then as you kind of look back think about what you've learned, if you want to add anything there. And miscellaneous, just something that doesn't fit the rest. If you want to share something interesting, something funny, whatever it might be, miscellaneous. And then if I go back, and of course, obviously nothing there yet. The next thing is events. And our internet has been a little slow. And this is what I'll do whenever, if I want to do some kind of group event. You can see you can change your theme, and this is something you might want to use in your class at some point. You can find the right theme. Date, time, make sure those are correct before you put that in. Event options. And again, like I said, this is just a tour. I'll get into a little bit more on these later. Location, details, and whoever you want to invite. Names, circles, or email addresses. And notice it doesn't say communities. So that's one reason I'm having you guys create a circle. Because we want to do some of these more advanced features, you're going to need to access that circle because you can't access the community. Next thing, Hangouts on Air. Now this is a recorded Hangout. They say that they're live. I mean, they are live. So right now, if I wanted to, I could click on any of these and join in. I could watch it. I usually probably won't show up on the screen because you have to be invited for that. But I could sit back and watch it. And what is happening, these are being recorded automatically and streamed into a YouTube account. Now, while they're on air, they are public. I mean, if I knew this really long URL that belongs to each of these Hangouts, I could find it. That's honestly pretty much impossible. You have to be invited to find these. Once it's streamed to my YouTube account, I can then make that private so no one's going to be able to see it. So I really don't consider these public unless the person makes their YouTube account public for this particular video. Learning space, for those in my secondary science teaching course, there are all kinds of awesome Hangouts. There's a virtual star party, just all kinds of different things. I know there's a lot in the art community as well and the music community. So look for those. There are a lot of fun. The last thing I'm going to really look at now is this box here, New Hangout. Now this is not recorded, so this is a little different. It's two options. You can either do kind of like a chat with a group of people, or you can do a video call. If I put in a name, let's say, I'm going to type in Cynthia, just because I had, long ago when Google Plus first started, there were some weird things about it. So I had originally created a circle with my name, and I have two different numbers on there. I have two different Google accounts, and every time you have a new Google account, you can have a new G Plus page. So there's one person in there because it's going to be calling. Now if I go like this, I can then chat with this person, and I'm going to cancel. But if I want to do a video call, so here I would just type in whatever my message is. So hello, let's chat. And it's going to be just like any other chat. So that's probably nothing new. But if I click on the video call, it's going to send this out. So this is calling my other Gmail persona. She's not going to answer, obviously, because I'm sitting here. But if she did, then the picture would show here. And whoever's talking, it'll be a much larger frame. It'll fill up most of this. And whoever's talking usually fills in this spot. One of the things that is going to be really great for you as a teacher is you can screen share. Now when I hit screen share, I can go and pull up a different screen. So I'm going to select and then start my screen share, and you notice my picture gets replaced with this. And again, it would be up in this space if I was really the one talking, if I was the main person. And we'll see that later. But what's really nice about screen share is it is pretty live. So whatever I do on this screen is going to happen on yours. And let me get back to that. I should have picked a better screen share. Anyway, I'm gonna do Hangout later on, so I'll show you a better idea of how that works. What I did is I picked the screen that has the recording, so there wasn't anything active in there. And let me switch this. Okay, so back to this one. And then when you're done with screen share, you just click that again and it brings your face back. Capture means you can take a picture. Google Effects is kind of fun, and we'll play with that as we do some of these. And you can also watch YouTube videos together. So let's say you're a math teacher and your student has been having difficulty with math concepts. You can do a quick Khan Academy video and then discuss it afterwards with him or her. Same for any kind of video, social studies, or having issues with maybe some historical interpretations. Again, you could show a short clip and then you guys could talk about it together on Hangout. So that's a really, probably my favorite feature of Google Plus is Hangout. Okay, that's it for now. I'm going to, like I said, this is just a brief tour of Google Plus. I hope you like what you see so far. And I'll be doing other screencasts showing each of these features a little more extensively.